Hello, my name is Tiffany, and I was moved to, or not necessarily moved to, but I'm just a regular person. Start there. I'm finally ready to, um, I'm finally ready to share my story. I keep putting it off and putting it off because of a fear of being seen, like a lot of people, but um, something told me to just do it. It is what it is. So, um, on this channel, or in this space, um, I'll talk about different things, but right now it's more so to follow what I'm supposed to do. So I'm gonna do that. Um, Again, my name is Tiffany. This is my first video. Um, I'm just jumping out there. I'm stepping out on my faith and just going. Um, I've wanted to do this for um, for like over 5 years. I know that. And so, but again, my own fear has stopped me. Anyways, the first thing I want to start sharing is that, like, again, I'm a regular person. I I've been through things in my life just like everybody else, but I just hope that what I've been through is able to help somebody, which is what I want to do, is help people. And so um, this is a positive space, no negativity. No matter what I go through, I still try to find a positive space. Anyways, I'm rambling. I talk a lot. And again, this is my first video. It's not going to be perfect. I'll be putting it off because I'm like, let me put on some makeup. I'm not doing it. This is me. This is real life. So, the first thing I want to do is, the first set of videos I want to put out is just videos about, I want to talk about my near-death experience. I want to talk about how I was prior to it, and I want to talk about going through it and then gradually, coming out of it and still going through life situations because of that one situation. Um, so I'm originally from Oklahoma, and I'm not even telling nobody I'm doing this. I'm just doing it. Like, nobody knows. Like, they know I've talked about it, but I'm just doing it. I'm just like Nike. I'm just gonna do it. It's not gonna be nothing fancy right now. It's just me. And this is more so to show up for myself. So, I'm originally from Oklahoma. I am I don't care. I'm 42 years old. I'm about to be 43 in a couple of weeks. My birthday's in February. It's February 12th, actually. And I have a son. He is 14, about to be 15 in February. His birthday is February 22nd. I had him 10 days after my birthday. Crazy work in my family. Anyway, he is my why. He is, God, I love him so much. He's so awesome. And I love that he's unapologetically, uniquely himself. So before, I now reside in Dallas, Texas. Before I moved to Dallas, living in Oklahoma, I've lived in Dallas. I've lived in Dallas before when I was 19, for a few years, and I didn't do nothing. I did not do anything in my life. I was young. If I knew then what I know now, trust me, totally different. This video would be totally different. Anyway, so I had my son in 2010. He was unexpected. That's a story for another day. And so in 2017, I came down with my family to visit my sister, my baby sister. And her partner. And so we came down for a break for the kids. It was like they were on spring break or something, or some, I don't know. They was out of school, and we stayed a week, and my mom came with us, and I was in the room talking to my mom while we was there at my sister's apartment, and I told her, I was like, Mama, like, I was already dealing with some things at home, back in Oklahoma, and I wasn't working. I wasn't working because I was working through a temp agency and my stuff was over with. Anyway, so I so I told my mom, like, hey, we woke up one morning. I'm like, man, I'm like, my mom's like, what's wrong? I'm like, I'm going through, like, right now. I'm like, I don't want to go back to Oklahoma. Like, if I could just stay right now here, I would, like, just be here. And I did have unemployment coming in, so I did have finances coming in, and I was like, you know, I don't have anything to look forward to in this place anymore. What do I do to fix it? I have somebody that depends on me, like, solely depends on me. And so she was like, well, talk to your sister and them and see what they say. So, like, the next day, I ended up getting with them, telling them I wanted to sit down and talk with them. And, sorry, I'm just trying to hook this to my shirt. And talked to them about it, because I had thought about it. I had prayed about it. Like, I prayed. I couldn't even sleep. Prayed about it, talked with them. They said yes. So, for a couple of months, I was in between Oklahoma and Dallas, getting everything situated in the duplex I lived in, and just getting everything situated, preparing to switch to my son's schools. Like, we're going, like, everything, it's a lot moving to a different state. So got that situated, moved. That was 2017. So my sister and her partner broke up, and her partner and I are best friends. So we end up living together. We lived together for a few years. So we moved in with each other onto the new place in 2018. So must say this, I knew that I was going through a healing journey. Like, a part of me was healing during that time and needed it. So fast forward, we move in together. Everything's going good. I get a job. Like, everything's working out. We love living together. It was so fun. Not a bad experience at all. Good times. Anyway, so during this time, we started going to the gym. I had already been working on my health and wellness before moving to Dallas. I used to weigh, at my heaviest, I was 276 pounds. I'm 5'2.5". So me and my best friend are going to the gym. We're working out, you know, and like, before I moved to Oklahoma, I had already looked into possibly doing bariatric surgery. But it was a lot. So I didn't end up having it. I ended up moving, working, living with my best friend, and I was like, you know, I have insurance now. Let me see about possibly doing it, because I also suffer from PCOS, polycystic ovarian syndrome, and that is in women. If you don't know about it, you can do your own research, but it affects your hormones, and it's an insulin resistant disease that is in women only. And it made it like, once I finally got diagnosed with it, I realized that's what made me gain weight. I didn't start gaining weight until I was 25. And it wasn't like a lot of weight. It was just small, and then it just kept going. And I don't eat super bad, but I did have unhealthy eating habits then. But as I got serious about my weight, I started making a lot of changes anyway. And also for my son, I wanted him to be healthy. So I'm here. I am literally like calling the insurance, and things were like going up. 2018, my life everything was working out. I was so happy. I was in such a good place, but I was still healing. So I get approved for surgery. Do everything I need to. I end up having my surgery. I end up having a gastric sleeve done on August 25th of 2018. It's not easy. I know a lot of people say, well, why you didn't, some people are heavy set because it's sometimes more than genetics, or it's not that people are, all heavy set people are fat and lazy and aren't trying to get it off. Sometimes there's things in your body that keep you from doing that. And so I needed that extra help as a tool, not a cure. I still had to do my part. It wasn't easy. Like, first, you go through the process. Like, I had to stop eating for a while and before surgery, and then liquid diet. Then after surgery, I did not eat anything solid for like 9 weeks because I was having issues with my stomach. Like, and it was like acid reflux, or it was just like the acid in my stomach. So that was one thing. But then everything balanced out, and I was, going to the gym, still doing healthy foods. And, I would eat mostly vegetarian during that time, or fish. I was like very healthy. So fast forward, me and my roommate, we end up parting ways. My best friend, we are still best friends to this day. She is my angel. She is my soulmate, like one of my soulmates in life. Another video, I will discuss us. Anyway, so I go ahead and I do this. Like, I just dive in, and I everything's going good. Me and my son moved into our apartment. It was awesome. Like, things were really looking up. I definitely felt so. Let me back up. So 2018, I get my surgery. In August. We're going to fast forward to February of 2019. There was a lot going on in my life in February 2019. I had to take vacation time because my mom was having surgery. And yeah, so fast forward 2019, my father ended up passing, and unexpectedly, I was at work in Texas. So he passed in 2019. Fast forward, and like going through grief, like it was crazy. It put a halt on my healthy lifestyle journey, because I was grieving heavily. So one day I just couldn't take it, because the grief started consuming me. Like, I became so depressed. At the time, I didn't know that I suffered from ADHD. Um, I wasn't being treated properly for my depression or anything, and I was off work still, and I had taken off work for a little bit, and this is later in the year, towards the end of it, and I was struggling with work, with life, being a mom, like everything. So I had to start healing. Like, I had to find something that gave me hope. So I started doing affirmations. And fast forward to February of 2020. I lose my job. The day I lose my job, I was in the process of seeing a new doctor for mental health, and I hadn't gotten all the information, like gotten everything taken care of. So that happened. Something else going downhill. So, fast forward, get through that. I get a new job, and I start working for an insurance company, and they everything was going good, but I started still feeling like, again, not being properly treated for depression or my ADHD. Started struggling at work, because I'm not getting enough sleep, because I started having acid reflux really bad, to the point where it was waking me up at night. My son would be scared, and because I'm like waking up having to run to the bathroom for, throwing up. And so I end up getting another job, or I end up starting working at the insurance company, and then I got some good insurance, and so I started going to see my doctor. I even started working on my mental health, and I got this job in July of 2022. I'm enjoying work, but I'm not getting enough sleep. Just everything's going crazy. Anyway, so I go see my doctor one day. I took off to go see my doctor, tell her what's going on. She's like, you know what? I want you to go see another surgeon. Cool. I'll go see another surgeon. I go see another surgeon. I go see a surgeon that she referred me to. I really liked him. I really liked him. I call my insurance. They say, hey, we need you to use, you have a perk on your insurance that will cover this procedure at 100% cost, no out-of-pocket cost for you, and but we'll take care of it. But you have to be going to one of our doctors. So I was like, okay, can you see me some? And I'm asking all these questions because I'm already scared, because I've already had surgery once, and my goal was not to have another procedure done, which is I was getting something called a revision, which is actually turning a gastric sleeve surgery into a gastric bypass. I do some research. I choose one of their doctors, but in between this the communication with we'll call it Surgery Plus, that's what it's called. I asked them, like, what's the different, like, what's the criteria, what's different about your surgeons versus the surgeon I had chosen first. And they let me know, well, our surgeons have to meet, a certain criteria, and all these things. And so I'm like, okay, cool. So I'm starting to feel a little reassured, still scared as hell. But I go ahead, I choose a surgeon, go see him. He was like, yes, we can fix this. And he had good reviews. I'm not gonna say he did. He did. I did. I researched. I had like 3-4 doctors to choose from. So I do it. We schedule the surgery for 2 weeks out. I I will say I was already on short-term disability during this time because of mental health issues and getting myself together so that I can be mentally healthy to stay on track with the things that I wanted to do for myself and as a mother and for my child and for his life. So I have to go through, let everybody know. Fast forward, we scheduled the surgery for May 18th, 2023 is when this happened. So I had moved to a new place, and so closer to the job. So I am preparing for this surgery to be done, and I got everything squared away. Day of surgery, my best friend, she takes me, and we get to the place. The hospital was so far from my house too. It was far. It took us like 45-50 minutes to get there. And then we get there, check in. I'm advised that I have to stay the night. I was not prepared to stay the night, but hey, we did it. I did it. Of course I had to. So I wake up from procedure, and I was in so much pain, and I expected to be in a lot of pain because I've already had a procedure prior to. It was laparoscopically done. This one was laparoscopically done, so I would only have a couple of little incisions. Cool. So the 19th comes, and I'm finally discharged. I'm discharged. I got get ready to go home, but I'm like hurting so bad. And right before I left the hospital, like the person that was walking me out was like, they just came and gave me my papers. No doctor, nobody came to check on me. I already knew my doctor wasn't going to be there the next day. He said he was, something, but there was a doctor, on call there in his place. Okay. Nobody ever came and checked on me, like really checked on me to make sure I was okay enough to go home. I just knew I was hurting. I figured, this part of the process. So I get up, and we're getting ready to leave, and I walk. They want you to walk afterwards. So I'm walking to go out and at the hospital, and I like stop at the desk, and I'm like, oh Jesus, like I hurt so bad, I feel like crap. He's like, it's okay. He's like, well, and this is the nurse. Well, you can it's okay. You can he doesn't say it's okay. He's like, you ain't gotta go. We ain't like we kicking you out. I'm like, but I want to go home. I want to take a shower. I'm ready to go home. But y'all, and plus I'm already discharged, so it is what it is. So I go ahead. My friend picks me up, takes me home. When we get to my apartment, and I get out the car, I'm like so weak. And I will tell you this, like after the surgery, I had to have this little bag I had to carry with some medicine in it, and it was in a big ball that looked like a big Christmas ornament with liquid in it. 2 lines came out and went inside each side of my stomach. It's supposed to be for pain management. Okay. So I get home, I get out the car, and I start to almost like fall getting out the car. And my friend helps me. He's getting stuff, he getting my stuff, and we're walking, and I'm like, I get so discombobulated. I'm like so dizzy. I'm crazy feeling. I couldn't move anymore. I sat down on the pavement, and I stay on the 2nd floor at this apartment, and where we had to get to my apartment from was a little bit of ways, but it was okay. I thought I could walk it slow. No, I'm sitting on the floor. I'm sitting on this hot, if you don't know nothing about Dallas, Texas summers, baby, they're hot. And I'm sitting on, the concrete. But I hurt so bad I don't care. We get me to the stairs. I can't even go up the stairs. I tell him, go to my apartment and get my office chair and bring it, and I'll sit in and we can roll me. But I got to get up the steps. So he goes and he gets it. And I'm mustering up all my energy that I can have, like, to get up the steps. Just to get up the steps. By the grace of God, I made up steps. So then he rolls me to the apartment. We get in, and I'm like, I want to take a shower so bad, and I need to pee. So I start taking my clothes off. He's like, don't do, like, just wait, just sit down for a little bit. I'm like, okay. So I sit there for like, I think it was like an hour, and then I'll get up to go use the bathroom and try to get myself together. But I was feeling so bad, I had to just go straight to my room and laid in the bed and took some pain medicine and just lay down. So I went to sleep. My friend comes to check on me and make sure I'm okay. He had to go to school, so he was like, you sure you're gonna be okay? He was like, I don't really feel comfortable leaving you here by yourself. I was like, no, my best friend's coming. So as soon as she finishes work, she's coming. So you good. A couple hours by myself, I'll be all right. He was like, okay. I have to tell you that in this apartment, it was a smart apartment. So I could I could operate the apartment with my phone. So, he left. It was daytime. I go to sleep for a while. I get up because I got to pee because I still hadn't peed. I'll go pee. I get up some energy to go pee, walking slow, and I still feel like crap. So I'm sitting on the toilet. I'm like, well, you know what? I'm gonna sit here for a second, and I can take a shower, take my clothes off. I'm ready to go. I'm sitting there, and then I am unsure if I passed out or if I had a seizure. I was unconscious for a bit, and I was unconscious and it fell off the toilet and got lodged between my toilet and my tub. This apartment, my bathroom was big, but it was an okay amount of room between the tub and the toilet, but not enough for me at 276 pounds to be, well, I was less than that because I had to lose some weight before surgery, for me to, or should have been laying there. I finally come to. I'm sweating profusely. I go ahead and I crawl myself to the middle of the bathroom, and I just lay on the floor. I'm sweating. I'm hot. I feel like crap, and I'm laying there. I lay there flat on my stomach. Don't care. In so much pain, it don't even matter. So I don't know if I fell asleep or passed out. I don't. Or had another seizure. I had a seizure. I don't know. I know that I was unconscious again, and it was daytime. When I came to, it was dark. So I crawled to my room, or attempt to crawl to my room, and I had a basket of clean laundry by the door, and I had a sheet, and I took the sheet, wrapped it around me, and I just later I'm crying, and I call my best friend, and I'm like, I need you right now, please. She was like, oh my God, okay, I'm on my way. She was coming anyway, so she comes, and I again don't know if I fell asleep, if I had just passed out, or if I had a seizure. I come to with her screaming, standing over me like, what the hell is going on? Are you okay? Wake up. And I'm like, yeah. She's like, come on. She gets me dressed, puts me in the bed. We cool. They're watching me. So I remember she dozed off, and then I was like, okay, cool. I'm gonna go sleep. I take a pill, I go to sleep. I remember making a noise because I was hurting, and I was like, ugh. The next thing I remember is I heard a faint voice say, I'm gonna need you to stand up to get you in a chair. And me saying, I'm about to pass out. I remember that. Then the next thing I remember is being in an emergency room and a woman trying to make me sign some paperwork, and I'm like, nah, just make her do it. And I have people trying to put IVs in. I have two people. I have a person on this side, a person on this side, and so then I remember hearing a man say, she's not gonna like the cut. And then I remember seeing my mother and my baby sister from Oklahoma. And I remember telling them, why y'all crying? I'm going to be right back. The next time I woke up, I was in ICU. And the first memory I have is me waking up screaming and crying. It hurts to breathe. I remember looking over and seeing one of my friends from Oklahoma had drove up, and all this family and all these people in there, and they're looking at me, and I'm like, what the hell? And I'm just crying. I'm just like, I'm hurting. So they end up, a nurse comes in, she's giving me, like, they're like, she's finally awake. Again, I don't know what's going on, really. But come to find out that I woke my best friend up. The noise was me having a seizure. She thought I was having a stroke because one of my because she couldn't tell. She video called my mom at 11:50 something or 12 o'clock. She calls my mom. She says, Mom, I don't know what's going on. Tiff just don't look right. She said, let me video chat me. She video calls my mom. My mom says, get off the phone, call 911. She's having a seizure. So, okay, a seizure. My middle sister, my sister, that's the middle child, she's in healthcare. So, come to find out, she and my best friend and my mom were all on the phone. And so I had to be rushed. What ended up happening is I was having multiple seizures at home. And what I heard was an EMT trying to get me to stand in a chair because they couldn't bring a gurney in there to get me out of my apartment. So they rushed me back at the hospital. My best friend went down the street to get her some coffee because she couldn't go back there, so she just had to wait. So she went and got her coffee. She comes back and the doctor is informing her. She's on the phone with my mom, I know that. And come to find out that I had developed sepsis. Really bad. I do have pictures to document this, so I will put them somewhere eventually. But and I was dying. They did an emergency surgery to save my life. I had to have a blood transfusion. I ended up spending a month in the hospital. And one of the, aside from losing my dad, it's definitely it's the hardest thing I've had to go through in my life. It's been a lot, and a lot has happened as a result of it. So I'm so thankful and grateful to be here. I don't want to discourage anybody from doing anything to better their health and their life and to feel better. You have to be happy with you. I will say, make sure you do your research. Make sure you do your best. And that's all we can do. I'm so grateful that I had started my healing journey before then, because it's like everything that I had learned and started doing in my life, I had to really apply it after that. And it was crazy. Like, I finally got discharged. I had to go to a rehabilitation hospital, and being in that hospital for so long, and I spent I spent 3 weeks in ICU and 1 week at 2.5 weeks in ICU. Longest almost 3 weeks of my life. I got to go outside one time. Then when I come back inside, I'm told that I'm being quarantined because I have something called C. diff. Never heard of it. Horrible. And so I couldn't go outside. I couldn't, like, for a little while, like, I wouldn't let the kids, like my nieces and my son, come and see me because of it. I didn't get to see my son until a few days after. So, and I will say this. After that first initial surgery in the hospital where they saved my life, I had to have another procedure, like 48 hours afterwards, to put a drainage tube in. Crazy. And because I couldn't breathe, I had fluid building up, and when I would breathe, it would be like, and I could barely talk. So, and worst pain of my life, worst pain. Come to find out, the doctors had told my mom that I was at home what happened was I was bleeding internally, which caused the sepsis. And had my best friend not been there or woke up when she heard me, they said I wouldn't have made it till morning. So she woke up around 12 o'clock. My mom and them, and then my mom and my baby sister drove like from Oklahoma to here and made it there in enough time to be there right before they went with me in the surgery. My mom was, and I remember my mom crying, just saying, "Just let me kiss. Let me give a kiss." And it, nothing but the grace of God. Nothing but the grace of God. Because I was dying at home. And to hear that and then see all the records, read my medical records, it was crazy. It was crazy. And they said when they cut me open, blood went everywhere. I had to have a blood transfusion prior to them even doing it. And I have a picture of my best friend had took a picture of me, and I look dead. I look dead. Period. It's so scary to see yourself like that. And then just going through the healing process, like I end up getting, aside from having C. diff infection, I end up getting 4 other infections. I end up being on antibiotics every 3 to 4 hours. I was having a type of antibiotic given to me 24 hours a day, nonstop. They end up bringing in another thing for the IV. I woke up with 4 IVs in me. While I was in ICU, I had to have 2. Some of them kept blowing, so they ended up having to do a procedure where they went in my arm, and I had to have a special type of IV put in for the remainder of the time, because I had to have 2 ports while I was there in case they had to give me a blood transfusion or anything else. So had my mom and my best friend not been there, and my family coming to see me, like some of my family came to see me, I was so surprised. And everybody checking up on me and everything. Like I've never even had a broken bone. It was a test of my faith. And sorry for the motorcycle, but had it not been for God and a family that prayed for me, and for my angel, my best friend, like I would not be sitting here. And I'm so grateful. So this is the first part of it. I will come back and do another video. I'm going to try to do a video every day to tell you bits and pieces of this. I just want to thank you for your time. 30-40 minutes. I was only going to do 20. But I'm just going to do this thing and see how it goes. thank you for spending time with me and listening to the first part of my story. I hope you come back and let's see how this goes. I just want to send love, light, protection, peace, prosperity, and abundance to everyone. Thank you again. And I will see you tomorrow.